tea time at Ruthmere. It's 2 o'clock. There's the church bell, so it means it's the time for tea. My name is Bill Firstenberger. I'm the executive director here at Ruthmere campus. And, behind me, you see that beautiful U.S. flag. We're going to be having a program today to talk about the U.S. flag, its connections to Ruthmere and the Beardsley family, and also a challenge to you, the viewer. If you haven't experienced tea time at Ruthmere yet, we started this virtual program last week. If you missed it, last week Joy Olson, our collections manager, did tea etiquette. It's a wonderful program. You can find it on our videos of our Facebook page. And by the way, I wanted to talk about our flag so you can see it at nighttime if you want. By the way, there it is again. And we illuminate it. We do bring it in during inclement weather, especially very windy days. But if it's nice weather, we'll leave it out. And we illuminate it at nighttime. And if you come at nighttime, you'll also see our greenhouse dome behind me, also illuminated in sort of a bluish purple light. That is commemorating the centennial. So that's something that we're celebrating the entire year here at Ruthmere. In fact, we just launched a virtual tour in partnership with the Napanee Public Library yesterday for Women's History in Elkhart County. So please check us out there at ruthmere.org website or the Napanee Public Library and take that virtual tour to learn more about women's history in Elkhart County. Now, for today, to talk a little bit more about the U.S. flag. Well, first, let's have a sip of tea, shall we? Enjoy my tea. I hope you will enjoy yours as well. Unfortunately, it's kind of cool out today and my tea has gone cold. I hope yours is nice and hot. About the flag, it is a wonderful symbol of our country. It's the most enduring symbol. It's simultaneously symbolic of diversity and unity, of reverence for the past, as well as optimism for the future. It's apolitical. It doesn't belong to any individual or any political party. It belongs to all of us. And so I can hardly think of a better thing to represent our country and the spirit of the American experiment than the U.S. flag. But let's dive in a little bit to some of the actual symbolism of the colors and the design. So I have with me my little souvenir flag to go over this. The red stands for bravery or courage. The white for purity and innocence. The blue for perseverance and justice. Of course, from a design standpoint, I think we all know the 13 stripes represent the original 13 colonies that became the original 13 United States. And the stars on the blue field represent every state. And of course, that has changed over the years while the stripes have remained the same. But it's important to think about how the stripes are assembled. Notice that the top stripe and the bottom stripe, they began and ended both with red. That's because the bravery and the courage protects the white of the innocence and the purity. Important little note to think about. Also, the stars on the blue field, our original founders thought that that blue field with the assemblage of stars was symbolic and emblematic of our collection of states to form what they called a new constellation. So you think of the stars at night that you see, that's how our founding fathers thought of this symbol for the blue field, and every state that was added was adding to a new constellation. It's really very profound when you think about it. I also wanted to think about or discuss as well, I needed this still yet, how we display the flag, how we show it. So if it's displayed horizontally, of course, the blue field is in the upper left-hand corner. whether that be through a window or against a wall. If it is suspended vertically, again, you keep the blue field to the upper left, okay? And if you're suspending it either horizontally or vertically, and it's intended for you to see the flag from all sides around, then you want to put the blue field either to the north or to the west. So those are just some handy little things to keep in mind if you're going to be digging out a flag and displaying one anytime soon, which I hope you will. So now let's move on to the connections that the flag has with Ruthmere and with the Beardsley family. We posted a couple of pictures earlier today on Facebook. The first one is a 46 star flag that we have on display downstairs in the Ruthmere game room. That 46 star flag was in use only for 4 years, from 1908 to 1912. Hence, with Ruthmere being built in 1910 or completed in 1910, that's why we have one of those rare 46 star flags. I encourage you to take a look at that picture, and also when we reopen for tours, which we will reopen for tours at some point in the not too distant future, we want you to come and see it in person. We also put a picture of Elizabeth Baldwin Beardsley, who, along with Albert Beardsley, her husband, built this beautiful home, Ruthmere. And Elizabeth was known as the Flag Lady of Elkhart. If you had a church group, a Sunday school group, maybe a service club, a youth group, you could count on Mrs. Beardsley to donate and give you a flag, especially if you asked her very nicely, because she absolutely loved the U.S. flag. She wanted to display it wherever it was appropriate to do so. She wanted others to embrace the symbolism, all those same things that we talked about earlier. And so we continue that tradition of Elizabeth Beardsley today with these little souvenir flags. Our patriotic program series, every year we give out thousands of these little souvenir flags free to visitors. Thanks to our partnership with the Elkhart Rotary Club, they make that possible, and so we look forward to being able to do that again this year. So the last thing that I want to talk about in our short time together here at Tea Time is a challenge for you. I'm challenging everyone who's watching this video to find a flag that you can display in some way, shape, or form. We all have flags in drawers, closets, hidden away in attics, maybe in forgotten boxes in a garage someplace. Well, take some time to dig out that flag and display it proudly. We need it now. We need it more, perhaps more than ever. And this is going to start today with me. I'm going to have one more sip of tea here, just because I might get a little emotional. I think I need this. So I have in this little box right here a flag that's never come out of this box. It is been in this box for 37 years. Many of you might be aware, my father, who was also named Bill Firstenberger, he died an untimely death in 1983 from acute leukemia. And later that summer, my mother and I received this flag from the U.S. government honoring his service in the U.S. Army Signal Corps. And what was a beautiful, nice gesture at that time, it just never quite seemed the right moment to pull it out and do anything with it. So I checked with my mother about this, and she was completely in agreement that now and today is the time. So we're going to do this together. Bear with me if I go out of the picture a little bit. And here it goes. I have no idea what this is really going to look like, except it's probably going to have a lot of folds and wrinkles. too bad. You don't ever let the flag touch the ground. And it's not. But Corporal William Firstenberger, wherever you are, a grateful nation honors your service. And that's going to be all we have for you today for Tea Time with Ruthmere. I encourage you to come back. And next week, we're going to have Exhibits and Facilities Coordinator Paige Irwin talk about how to fashion a face mask with a little bit of extra Ruthmere quality and style. So please join us for that, and have a great day. Thanks again for joining. Remember that if it's Thursday at 2 o'clock, you got it. It's Tea Time with Ruthmere.